Do you perform really well in practice, but get totally shut down in competition? If yes, you're not alone. In fact, research shows that up to 60% of athletes struggle with performance anxiety, and that interferes with how they play in competition. And it's not because you lack the skill set. It's all about your mindset. In today's video, I'm going to break down what's really going on and offer some simple techniques you can use to perform with the same confidence in competition as you do in practice. And by the way, if we haven't met, I'm Dr. Perlus. I'm a performance psychology expert specializing in applying sport-specific techniques to help athletes optimize their mental game so that they can perform and compete their best. When an athlete comes to me for some one-on-one coaching, specifically to help them perform better in competition because they know they're doing well in practice, I ask them, what are they thinking about in competition? And the most common answer I get is, I just want to go. I just want to let my body do what I've been training it to do. And I understand that. I understand the concept of not wanting to think too much and just going and performing your best in competition. But think about all of the distractions that are constantly coming at you. There's the internal distractions, which would be the expectations that you have, the not wanting to let people down, the wanting to perform and show yourself what you're capable of. There's also the external expectations from other people or from other teammates, from maybe your family, from maybe, other teams that you want to get recruited on. There's also distractions in competition. There are delays, there's weather, there's just other teammates, other opponents saying things that you may not want to hear. So in the competitive environment, there are so many distractions, internal and external, so many variables that are not present in practice. And so to believe that you can just not think and just go in competition, well, how are you going to stop all those distractions, again, internal and external, from interrupting your physical flow? It's really, truly difficult. So I definitely don't want you to think a lot, but in competition, you have to understand that there are going to be all of these distractions. And unless you truly practice the skill of concentration, which is being able to block everything out and focus in, you're going to get distracted. You're going to start to doubt your performance because of those distractions. You're then going to tighten up. You're then going to lose coordination. You're going to lose fluidity. You're going to lose all of the skills that you might see in practice. You're not going to be able to see them now in competition. What I recommend, a simple technique, is ask yourself, what is it that you're working on in practice? And it's probably something very specific, a technical cue, a tactical cue, a strategic method. Think about what you're really improving on, what you're really focusing on, and what you have confidence in. So it's something that you either have or something that you're looking to improve, and you are seeing momentum in practice. I want you to bring that in competition. Now, again, I know that you don't want to think a lot and you just want to let it happen, but it's not going to with, again, all of those distractions. Professional athletes, they don't just go, they create a strategy. They create a plan of action. They totally zone in to either the tactics, the technique, or the strategy of their competition. And what zoning in really detail to something very specific about their physical performance or the course, what they're doing is not only are they commanding their bodies to perform accordingly, but because they're so focused in, it tunes out all the external distractions. So try that on the next time you are in a competition. Ask yourself, what really has been working in practice? Technical, tactical, strategic. And then bring that same focus into your competition. Really zone in on that and know that you have been improving, or know that it's already a strength of yours so that you have that trust. And when you totally zone in, when you tune into that specific tactic, technique, strategy, not only are you going to be, again, elevating your confidence because you know you're improving, you know you're doing this right, it's also going to block out those distractions that might be causing you anxiety and competition. Another reason why you may not be competing as well as you're practicing is because, well, it's just more of an energy-producing environment, competition. So you have more energy. Now, you may be thinking that energy is anxiety, and you may be thinking that energy is negative. The butterflies in your stomach, the shaky legs, the muscle tension. And if you continue to think that it's negative, well, it will be. It will cause you to tighten up. It will cause you to tense up. It will cause you to self-doubt. It will cause you to get distracted. What I want you to do is think about all that energy as good. The nervousness is the butterflies in your stomach. That's all good energy. And what you can do now is condition yourself to accept it, to almost want it, or not almost, really, truly want it, bring it on, and then just tell yourself, because it's true, that this energy is actually there to help you be more efficient, to help you go faster if that's what you're looking for, to help you, heighten your concentration on whatever the target is in your sport. That energy is for good. And if you tell yourself that it's for good, it will start to work for you. Professional athletes actually compete better than they practice. It's not equal. They actually raise their game when it matters most. And it's primarily because they know that that energy is good. And then they direct that energy towards being the best that they can be in competition. Another possible reason why we find ourselves just more anxious in competition than in practice, well, is because we spend so much time practicing and we don't have as many competitions. So we're not as used to it. Now, you might be used to competition, but not as used to it as you are in practice. So you really want to get prepared for those competitions. In practice, are you doing some competition simulation? Whether your coach is creating it or your team is creating it more formally, it doesn't really matter. You can do this for yourself. Where in your training, where in your practice sessions can you elevate the pressure? Can you bring on more of a competitive environment so that you can get used to it? Maybe you're going to create some competitions. You don't have to let anybody know, or you can, but maybe you're going to bring about and create some competitions in a practice session so that you can get used to a little bit of high stakes pressure. Perhaps you want to engage in your pre-performance routines and your post-performance routines in practice so that you're not just, hoping that they work for you in competition. What else can you do in practice to bridge the gap just a little bit more in competition? Are you eating the same way? Are you sleeping the same way? Is your equipment being kept up? The upkeep of your equipment, is that being, maintained the same way? Practice and competition are different. I look at them as two different activities. However, you can use practice to help you get better prepared for competition by seeing how you can prepare the same way you do in competition, in practice, and also start creating a little bit of competitive environment in practice. Not all the time, but some of the time. So that when you do hit your competitions, you've already been there many more times and you're used to the competitive environment. You're used to the high stakes situation. If you like these 3 tips and you want more, well, I've created a course all for free, and it's Perform How You Practice. And we'll dive into even more tools and techniques, and I'll share with you some concepts that might just be the ticket to help you truly realize your potential.